You're probably dreaming about making that big purchase, but a little bit nervous. Which is better for you? Is it renting or is it buying? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today on this frequently asked questions video. So buying versus renting. Well, most people would agree that over the long term, buying a home is going to get you into a better place financially. And you can think about it. You're either paying somebody else's mortgage or paying your own. You're either putting money in their pocket or you're building your own equity within a home. So over the long haul, I think anyone would agree that the best way to build wealth is through home ownership. But that doesn't mean that it's the best time for you right now. And so I want to just help you with some pros and the cons, things for you to think about when you decide what's best for your situation. Okay? So first of all, let's talk about your cash position currently. A good way to think about this is, what if you buy a home and the furnace breaks? Do you have the money to pay for that? Do you have the cash flow in order to save up to recoup that savings that was lost? Is that going to be a huge burden on you, or is it not a problem? You can take care of that and life will keep moving forward. Obviously, if those types of things could cripple you financially, then you're going to want to push pause, wait a little bit, get yourself into a better spot from a cash position so that you can afford those risks that come with home ownership that don't exist with renting nearly as much. When you rent, you just pick up the phone, your landlord comes, they have to fix the issue, and life moves on. That's not the case as much when you own a home. So think about that with your cash position. In addition to what you have saved, you want to make sure that you have enough cash flow after the mortgage payment to be able to recoup that savings in a reasonable amount of time. Okay, the second thing I'd like to think about is what's your debt position right now, and is buying a home going to enable you to pay that off quickly, or is it going to kind of cripple you and you're going to be sticking onto that debt for longer? If you can't pay off debt, it could cost you a lot more in interest in the long run, and it's going to squeeze your budget down tight that you're not going to be able to accomplish your other financial goals if you've got a ton of student loan and credit card debt, car payments, that sort of thing. So it may be worthwhile for you to sell that car, pay off the student loan, tear up the credit card before you buy a home, just so that you can make sure you have enough wiggle room in your budget to get the home that you want without straining yourself too much. And then the last thing I want to have you think about is for people with the first two questions that you say, nope, I'm in a good position with cash, I don't have too much debt, financially, logistically, it all makes sense. A lot of buyers that I talk to, they're really just concerned about the unknown. It's just the fear of, what if my furnace goes out? What if the roof, leaks, something like that. And for those folks, I would say, as long as you chart your course, you figure out what you need to do to be ready to buy a home, you've figured out how much it costs, you got all your ducks in a row, then I don't want you to be afraid of buying a home. Yes, there's maintenance costs that'll come with it, just like anything else. However, there's also a huge upside to buying a home. For example, rent payment is just, money in the wind. You're just paying somebody else's mortgage and putting profit in their pocket. Versus when you buy a home, you're paying down your mortgage, therefore reducing the debt, and you're building equity at the same time. Home values actually go up historically over the long period of time with inflation, basically. Versus like a car, you buy a car and the value goes down. It's not the case with a house. So you buy a house now, you pretty much lock in your payments, and then that will rise in value as you pay off the loan. And then you could look up 10 years down the road and have a ton of equity sitting in that home versus renting and it's just all gone. So there really are a lot of upsides. If what's holding you back is just fear of the unknown, I would say, why don't you come in, talk with an agent, talk to your parents or a friend or a relative or somebody and get other opinions like that. I'd be happy to answer your questions. And generally, once you become educated about the buying process, it's not nearly as scary. And I think you'll find for somebody who's ready for it, it can be a huge blessing in the long run. So hopefully that helps, gives you an idea of whether you should rent or whether you should buy. There's obviously a lot of pros and cons. And I have to give the disclaimer, I'm a real estate agent and I'm only licensed in that profession. So if you need tax or accounting or legal or other types of professional advices, you'll have to go to those licensed professionals and not take anything I say as such. So thanks so much for your time. If you'd like more videos, go to jcarmack.com. I'd love to help you. And when you're ready, get in touch. Thanks so much.